Game 1, ladies and gentlemen. Team Russia against Granit Gaming on Tomb of the Spider Queen. Interesting setup here for sure, because Team Russia just finished playing a series. They just played against Wind and Rain, and this is their second series of the day right now as they go up against Granit Gaming. And Granit Gaming is currently in the third spot in the standings, but one of the main reasons why they find themselves in third position is that they have one match less than the two teams that are ahead of them. So they're currently trying to mitigate that with a victory over Team Russia and home in onto that number 1 spot in the standings again. The Russians, on the other hand, they are the unpredictable team, the team that you can never count out, the comeback kings. That's Granit Gaming, definitely one of the top dogs right now in European Heroes of the Storm. There's already the Ana ban, and Zeratul gets banned with that too. I mean, we're on Tomb, so there's still a chance that we're seeing something on the lines of Rexa at some point addressed. Maiev has to be addressed too. Now, with the setup here, obviously, we're having Granit Gaming with first pick, first ban, so that gives them dibs when it comes to any kind of hero that they would like to play here at the start. And Tai has played a lot with Li Ming. We could see a Tracer set up for Tai. Yeah, the Maiev ban, so they're not trying to get into that anytime soon. Then again, if you're thinking about Henning, it's usually Tirana that he plays. There's definitely a couple of like patterns that we have to Granit Gaming. Svamgrota playing a lot on Junkrat if they get Junkrat. Henning usually loving to play as Tyrande. We have Tai with his Li Ming, with his Tracer. Lauber with a slight priority on ETC, but playing basically like a ton of frontliners. So yeah, there's a Tracer ban. For that exact reason. Because Tai plays a lot around it. Do we get the Tyrande pick? Nope. It's a Nubarak this time. Taking it away from Stalk, that alone is important. There's a Diablo pick on the other side. And Li Ming gets picked too. Counter pick against the Nubarak, against the Cocoon with this integrate, and taking it away from Tai. That's a 2-for-1 right there. But here's the immediate Tyrande pick. If you get Henning, if Henning has a chance of taking Tyrande, Henning is taking Tyrande. That's just the thing. So with this, we're having the series here continue. Well, not even continue. We're actually starting it just like with a cool setup on game number 1. Hanzo gets picked by Svamgrota. And there's the ban against Jaina with the Nubarak and Tyrande. There's obviously a lot of like stacked CCs on a single target, and then a little bit of burst damage by Jaina is pretty good. So she gets taken out. But again, she's also great for the wave clear, and that is something that we still need on both sides, at least a little bit of it. So what's the ban on the other hand? Are we going to see that Leoric banned out again, that Team Russia loves to play that much? Is that going to be something that gets addressed here? The wave clear for him is great on the bot lane too. Nope, it's the Malfurion pick that they oftentimes throw into the mix. So now I would expect Leo to be taken, to be honest with you. Leo or Rexa, but I'm leaning more towards Leo for them. And outside of that, in terms of supports, Ana ban, Malfurion ban, Tyrande taken away. Could be a Rhaegar pick for them. Could hurt my brain a little bit, but yeah, Rhaegar seems like it's going to be the go-to. At least in the past, it was something that they used. There's Junkrat, and there's Thrall, so waiting with the support for a little bit longer. Thrall on the bot lane, no Leo this time. And the final 2 picks coming in for Granit Gaming. And what's it going to be for them? I mean, Granit still needs the offlaner. Could see Urel, could see Leo for them too. Well, that matters here for Fury. But yeah, Leo would definitely fit the bill. Well, Urel as well, that's that. And Tai. I've seen no fear from Tai in the past. Imperius, right. Kind of completely forgot about him. And Tai with his Vala again. He actually played that on Infernal Shrines a little bit, and they are playing that with a solo support too, which was always interesting. Rhaegar at least picked as expected. But Team Russia, ladies and gentlemen, against Granit Gaming. The stage is set for game number 1. Tomb of the Spider Queen is our first map, and let's jump right into it and see which one of our 2 teams here takes the lead in Division S. Game number 1, we are good to go. Alright, this is going to be an interesting one with Vala here on the right side. But first of all, on the left, we have Stalk on Diablo for Team Russia, Banabir on Junkrat, Falenda on Li Ming, Shamsig on Thrall, and Kolya Martian on Rhaegar. And on the right side of the map, Granit Gaming with Tai on Vala, Lauber on the Nubarak, Henning on Tyrande, Svamgrota on Hanzo, and Fury on Imperius. And we are good to go. Legion of Beetles on level 1 for a Nubarak. for the bug as they are starting to push through this, and very likely going to be again the standard build with level 1 Hot Pursuit for Vala, and then the switch into the multi-shot on level 4 and level 7 before then starting to finish it out on 13-16. Oh, already big brawl here, big brawl with a quick victim. Down goes a Nuburak. A noob got wrecked there because we have a quick kill against the Beetle. Nearly, I mean, a ton of damage also dished out on the other side, but that was actually really nicely done there. I mean, this was a pretty good setup that we saw on the other side. Quick kill, nothing too insane yet, but obviously a good start for them, especially with Strong Water now also being low. Has to tap here quickly. Vala is actually currently moving through the bot lane right now. Tai is starting to get the damage in here with Furing just sitting at the side, baiting them out a little bit and trying to set something up for his team. Quick approach of getting a few more stacks together for the Egg of Elements, but also attempting to poke Vala low. And trying to bait towards the Siege Giants. It's not even a bait, he's actually going for it. Alright, only just trying to bait and see if Fury can maybe connect something there. But, yep, that was called. Oh, full rotation, 4 heroes down at the bottom. Fury is low, and Fury is dead. That's the second kill. But up at the top, Barnabia gets dropped by Swamgrota. Down at the bottom of the map, we're seeing Thrall fall to Vala. So it's actually, with a kill against Rhaegar, all of a sudden a 3-4-1. Holy cow, Granit Gaming turned that around nicely. That's a lot of gems lost. And especially the kill at the top lane was a bit annoying because there's nobody to gather the experience. Diablo is now making his way over. A bit late on that end. But look at the experience lead that they get to. There's a very quick turnaround here by Granit Gaming. Now, Team Russia was always an aggressive team and a really fun team in the way that they are playing the game and how they come back into this. But they do fairly well in general, especially in aggressive brawly setups. The problem is that Granit Gaming is, as I said before in the draft, just absolutely one of the top dogs in Europe right now and doing incredibly well here. So, same time, we're having again the rotation towards the middle. Lauber already moving in there too. Swamgrota is already sitting in that spot with 15 gems that he could turn in. Needs to be a little bit careful. They're definitely going to try and home in on him. 36 gems against 21. It's not like they had lost too many, so they definitely lost quite a fair amount, but yeah, you have to be a little bit careful with how you play that now on the gem side. We've seen in previous games on this map that it isn't enough to get a couple of kills and relieve the gems on your opponent's side. You have to turn in your own too, and we had just too many instances just in the previous series where you can see that being turned around quickly because one single kill on an offlaner that has 20 gems is offsetting the balance again. So they definitely need to take care of that and get rid of those gems. Shamzik gets locked down once. Can they get more? They're trying. There's one, there's two, but he is still getting away. So Thrall alive for now. But this is another one of these instances where you can fight underneath those turrets with Nuburak simply because he spawns the beetles. And as long as you do that, as long as you actually pull that off, yeah, the beetles took the shots. Let's just put it like this. You can be a little bit more aggressive around this. So 6 kills against 5 kills in total, level 6 versus level 6. A few gems now turned in also from Granit Gaming, which puts them into a spot where they can get their forest turn and completed if they want to. Stork is still moving around there, attempting to drop into the bot lane and say hello here real quickly. But nice move by Swamgrota, controlling the vision here. In the meantime, we're having the fight all sitting over in the middle of the map with a camp that is pushing through. That spell aura is obviously giving a lot of cover to the heroes that are in the middle. And yep, there come the attacks again against the structures. Trying to drop a turret early. Not quite able to pull that off. Both teams on level 7, which gives us the Calamity. Over here already the attack happening against... the Thrall in the bot lane has to be careful right now. I mean, Shamzik is continuously getting pressured here, as you can see. Now with level 7, we have also the engage build from Nuburak with a Subterranean Shield and Underking on level 4. So that said, we're seeing at the same time the multi-shot high build that I mentioned earlier. Mana management through the level 1 and ooh! Barnaby nearly getting taken down by this. Tai with another good engage, but still no completed turn-in. Tai delivers another 7, or is likely to at least. And no, has to actually cancel it again. It's so annoying to go up against Junkrat on this particular map. Those grenades that he's just keeping throughout the entire time are just super cool for interrupts, and that's fantastic for Team Russia now, as they are trying to prevent the turn-in from happening. And they're going for Lauba again, and Lauba is actually falling. Great kill, and that's 17 gems. They recovered a few, but not all of them, so that's a problem. Farlander, wow, gets away. And Stork is finally attempting to turn in here. Svamgrota with the interrupt attempt, but nope, the connect only against Banabir on his Junkrat. And at the same time, the one-on-one lane is still holding. Henning nearly falling. Wow, that combo caught him off guard completely. Nice anticipation there by Farlander as he shoots the blind combo over the wall to make sure that he drops the path of retreat off. That's 3 kills against 3, and all of a sudden the Russians are back to business. I mean, the hot shots keep coming, and interrupts are available on both sides. It's not only Junkrat that's a nuisance with this, but you can definitely tell that the Russians are now starting to reclaim the position in the game that they kind of lost a little bit when those 3 kills against them happened. At the bottom of the map, we're having Fury also getting pushed out as Stork again rotated towards the bot side. Nobody really able to turn in at this point, and we are on level 9. We didn't see a single turn in yet. And we're looking at level 9 on both teams. So we're talking about turn-in plus potential level 10 on each side. Tai, finally got rid of those. Banabi obviously still sitting around here and trying to make his play as well. In the meantime, the bottom of the map is currently the center of attention for Team Russia as they're trying to turn in here. Fury wants to go for the interrupt. At the same time, Hanzo jumps away and the blue web weavers are coming in first. Team Russia, they make it happen. They go to the bot lane, they zone them out, especially Hanzo. He couldn't get close enough because of Diablo. And now the web weavers are coming in for the blue team in this first map of the series. Fury playing super safe at the bottom, and for very good reason. Diablo and Liming were already lurking in the shadows, waiting for him to move out a bit too much. Here comes Wrath for Fury. I like it for Imperius. Still playing that solo at the bottom, but Diablo is already moving in. Tries to get the stun. Flip over. Fury. Oh, the Sundering. A beautiful setup, and Fury goes down. He was trying to go for the Wrath here as well and just escape and carry someone over the wall, but it actually got interrupted. Fantastic timing there for the interrupt. And with that said, we're having now not only gems stolen away from Granit Gaming, but at the same time the wall has fallen. So Team Russia is starting to take a lot of momentum in this game, in this first game of the series. I mean, just look at the middle of the map. There's a 3-man push with the web weavers, and it's likely going to be the 4th. They're even playing around Lauba now. Perfect delivery into the hands of Farlander's combo with Liming here. And that's a 4th down in the middle. That's a 4th potentially falling at the bottom of the map. Tai is in trouble too, waltz away and dodges the wolf, but that was a close call. And that fort has taken a ton of damage now too. So they're trying to turn this around here, but they have to be careful. Farlander is ready, and so is Rhaegar. The attempt to go for Liming here, but the first one didn't connect, and Rhaegar is ready with the quick cleanse. So now we're looking at still 43 gems in the hands of Granit Gaming, but if you compare it to what Team Russia has right now, they are sitting at 49 gems. So despite the fact that they already completed their first turn-in, they still have, at the same time, the lead in the gem count. And that's mainly because we saw that kill against Imperius at the bottom of the map with that nice combo, completely destroying the entire defensive setup that he had planned. And the Sundering in particular, absolutely on point and well timed, and that was 19 gems that they lost. And now it's 42 gems already turned in by Team Russia as they're slowly and steadily starting to threaten another second web weaver wave. Obviously, Henning is trying to prevent that, but the grenades... Oh, wow! The grenade gets actually diverted there. Not quite on point, and that gives them an opportunity for the web weavers. Stork, the Ancestral, keeps him alive. And Nubarak is dead again. And this is an interesting development here. I mean, we just saw Team Russia... Oh, the kill against Imperius. Guys, this is actually kind of crazy. I mean, Team Russia lost to Wind and Rain, and that was a series that they probably expected to win, and where Wind and Rain started to make a lot of headway in the standings again, but obviously it was a problem for Team Russia. Against Granit Gaming, it shifts slightly, because this is actually a series in which we are seeing Granit Gaming being the favorite. But if Granit Gaming would actually lose... I mean, it's too early, of course. I mean, the first game isn't even over yet. But if Granit Gaming would lose to Team Russia, after we just saw Team Russia lose to Wind and Rain, that would be an insane setup for the standings. That would not only be fantastic for teams like Nothing Left and Washed Up, but at the same time it would also just shake things up completely in Division S. So now Tyrande is dead, and that is just Russia slaughtering them, and Nubarak is down once more. They're getting murdered, guys. They're getting absolutely murdered. Tai is not going to survive this, and this is now 3 additional kills coming in just as the Web Weavers are pushing. They can't even get a single fort with this. And they are currently down by more than a level. They're behind by 6 kills actually. And yeah, that triple kill that we just saw was quite something. The Russians definitely going now for the A order here. I mean, they are completely hammering Wind and Rain into the ground. It's honestly a bit crazy. I mean, they're dominating the last few team fights. They're getting the kills wherever they want them, or at least it seems like it. Now they're having another Web wave coming in, but the bottom fort is probably not going to even survive until up to the point where the Web Weavers are on the map, because there's Siege Giants and a Thrall already pushing the bottom fort. Set up already at the side here where Stork was thinking about going in, trying to make a play there, maybe from the side if someone oversteps or checks that bush. Tai is walking into it, trying to go to the bot lane to defend there. Look at the difference in experience. It's 2 levels, and they are nearly on level 16 now as well. That makes things even worse for them. So yeah, at this point 16 might become a thing, as we have the Web Weaver still on the map, obviously going to make the defense even more dangerous to Granit Gaming. Yeah, mid lane already gets broken through. Just look at that EXP. 16 is close. And we're having Vala still dealing with the Siege Giants at the bottom and the Web Weavers, but now the mid lane gets broken through. One turret about to fall, second one also low. There's a 5-man right now. Top lane gets also pressure by the Web Weaver. That's another fort that falls, and they open up the wall to the bottom, and they have level 16. They're not pressuring there anymore. 40 gems on Svamgrota, by the way. He alone holds 40 gems. Think about what happens if he dies. That's literally the ticket back into the game for Granit Gaming. Those gems. They're so far behind at this point. They need to try and buy time. Svamgrota gets hit by the glow, but yeah. The orb hits him hard, but at least he dodges the rest. It doesn't get blown up here, but he needs to survive. They need to keep those gems. Oh my god, Tai nearly gets one shot there. Henning with a heal, but yep, falling down is Liming is doing extremely well. And again, Anubarak is dead. Good arrow comes out. There's the Wrath against Rhaegar, but even that doesn't change anything. A Self-Ancestral is back, and that keeps him alive. But they might get Thrall. They might get Thrall, and indeed they do. So that's at least something. Bit of light at the end of the tunnel here, if you ask me. But the pressure continues. The pressure is still there. Russia in the 4 versus 4 is still going for it. And by the way, Anubarak is absolutely getting wrecked the entire game. Lauba is not having a great match here. 5 deaths on him. The coordination is just too good. But boy, Svamgrota delivering together with Tai here. They drop Liming, and that's the 2nd kill. And they're starting to get a bit closer when it comes to experience. I mean, we're nearly talking even talents again. So, not too bad. Also, damage output. Just look at what Vala puts out on the board here. 38,000 right now. Situation might start to slowly get a little bit better for them if they get their 16 and can turn in. They're at least taking the camps now. And we still see them with 60 gems. Now, granted, it's not on the level of what we're seeing from Team Russia. Team Russia has already 2 turn-ins and they still hold 40 gems. But with 60, you at least get 1 Web Weaver wave, and if you start to gain some momentum on the map, you might be able to carry that into the later stages. But now that 16 is there, they need to be more aggressive around this. They have to. They definitely have to. They're moving in again for this, alright. Lauba moving away. I mean, he was the punching ball the entire time. Svamgrota turns in. That's the Web Weavers. Can they get a kill? That would be a dream. That would be the absolute dream. Rhaegar already got cocooned in the back as they were hoping to force a fight here, but instead it's Stork going in again. For Furious, he dashes out. Arrow comes out, but Imperious is dead. Imperious is dead. Vala again with a strafe committed here. Getting the damage committed. There's the Web Weavers. And they are now 5 versus 4, or 4 versus 5. If they can get the kill against Stork, ooh, and yes, they do. 4 versus 4. Stork is going to come back. He had the 100 stacks, he had the 100 souls, but Shamzik, he's not going to come back anytime soon, and they want to go for more. Kolya Martian is low, and he's also going to get wrecked here. Gems everywhere. Stork is trying to recover at least those, and he does. But now the momentum is definitely in the hands of Granit Gaming. They're going for the port in the mid lane, and they're taking that down. Bot lane has already fallen. Top lane gonna fall soon as well. And in experience, they have nearly equalized the situation again. 16 talents. That gives Tai even more damage against the single targets thanks to the Manticore, and the epicenter for Nubarak is of course another big advantage. The comeback this time, usually it's the comeback kings that make the plays here. Here comes the cocoon, but it's a little bit too far. This Junkrat already jumped back. Can they get the stun? Henning is gonna go for it, and there we have it, and the kill! Easy! Easy peasy kill here against Junkrat, and that's now 11 kills against 9. Granit Gaming is back. They're back to business, and they're going for the boss. They go for the boss right away. Bottom lane, the Keeper's already taken damage, and all of a sudden the Russians, they are experiencing a massive setback here. Kill after kill after kill in the hands of Granit Gaming as they are taking the advantage in their game. They're all about to take the advantage in experience, and now they're pushing through the top lane to maybe even drop the keep there. But what a setup here. They're starting to go for the comeback, for the huge one at that. The only hero, by the way, that hasn't fallen in this game yet is Grotta. It is Hanzo. And they're starting to go for the keep, and very likely they're going to get this. At the meantime, Siege Giant Camp taking at the bot lane. They're moving away as the bot lane is going to push, but it also means that they're giving up a little bit more space at the top. They want their 20, but they don't have it yet. The question is, of course, can you even catapult this forward towards the core? How is Granit Gaming going to play it? Are they going to be happy with this? Are they going to move back? Boss is still nearly on full HP. Maybe not quite that, but still, well, there comes the cocoon. There's the arrow. They try to go for the kill. Rip Tire, and it explodes. Shamsik is down. The strafe of Bala takes him apart, and that's a 5 versus 4, and that core is going to lose HP. The question is simply, can they finish the job? Core is already getting attacked. The Ancestral is too late on Diablo, and they're following it up with another quick setup against Junkrat. Here comes the Wrath. Farlander is looking for the reset. He gets 1 kill. He is looking for the second against Grotta, and he doesn't get it right now. The core is down to 20, and that is game, ladies and gentlemen, as Granit Gaming turns it around and wins game number 1. Game number 2, ladies and gentlemen. Team Russia against Granit Gaming. Dragonshire is the map. And Granit Gaming with a pretty sick comeback. I honestly was already looking at this, was saying, okay, Team Russia taking the first map against Granit Gaming. We are in. It's a great series. And then Granit Gaming happened. I mean, seriously, it was like you gave them an inch and they took a mile. That's pretty much what happened there. And yeah, I feel like Team Russia never really recovered from the initial kills against them, and it was just snowball after snowball after snowball. One web weaver wave, boss take, and top lane get a kill there. It was just great setup. And at the beginning, especially Nubarak was pummeled into the ground the entire time. Nubarak actually getting banned out right now. I mean, this time we have first pick, first ban for Team Russia, and everybody knows how much the Russians actually prioritize Nubarak with. It's not only, I said this in the past, but it's not only about Stork being good on the hero, it's the entire team playing a style that caters towards the play style that Nubarak usually has for the team, the impact that he has for the team when it comes to how you execute your kills and everything. They play so well around it. So there we have the setup with Tracer banned out. Again, it's the tie ban, right? So you're trying to ban Tracer out there. Let's have a look. There's a Maya. Yeah, Maya, obviously. Now you have to still account for Zeratul. Like, there's 2 heroes right now, Rexa and Zeratul, that you really have to think about. Oh, sorry, Zeratul is banned, so then Rexa, yeah. I would say that for Henning, very likely we're going to see Tyrande again. On the other hand, I would say that Rexa is likely going to make an appearance on the top lane. It would honestly surprise me if he doesn't get picked here. But let's see. Okay, there's Hanzo. Honor! Hanzo is the first pick. Where does Rexa land here? I mean, Rexa, again, he is pretty much part of the meta right now. He is part of the meta, just hands down. And Dragonshire is probably still his best map in the current pool, so that's definitely something where you're like trying to get that top lane dominated. Yeah, but Laura goes for ETC and Henning picks Tyrande again. Obviously, you can offset the balance on the top lane a little bit if you, for example, go for Genji or any hero that has quick rotations between mid and top lane, so that you can put the top lane into a 2-1 situation. Threaten Rexa through ganks. Control him with that. There's Garrosh. And Junkrat. I'm a little bit amazed, honestly. The Rexa priority has gone down for a lot of teams, and that's understandable since teams have started to figure out a lot more how they want to play against Rexa and how they go up against him. You can see that also with the focus that we see against Misha a lot more. Teams have, at the beginning, you see a lot of people ignore Misha, and now it just gets burned down immediately. At the front, gets burned down, focus on the rest, and so on and so forth. But on that map that we have no pick, no ban against Rexa at this point, it's honestly a little bit nuts. Normally it was even a ban and an early ban, or even a first pick for a lot of the teams. That's still true for some of them for sure, but there's the Malthael ban. Ana got banned out too. Oh, with the Junkrat set up here. But let's see, double pick again for the red team. And we still need the damage. Now, Li Ming is still up, and as we said before, Tai oftentimes plays that Li Ming here. There is also still Jaina around, so that's another one. And yep, Jaina gets taken, and there's Rexa. Okay, so Rexa makes it in on the 3-4 rotation for Team Russia. Tai is going to play Jaina, and actually is Fury going to switch into Rexa? That's what you would expect, that they're going to in the swap round over for this. That's probably that. But yeah. Dragonshire at the same time. Alright, Malfurion and Imperius. I can't help myself. I like Imperius. I think Imperius is a great pick. Imperius is always... He's fun to watch. Last pick, on the other hand, likely going to be a damage dealer. Again, I don't really expect... Unless they want to play triple melee. That, of course, works too. Then you would lean maybe towards something like Thrall, because you want to have more damage output on that end. But yeah, at this point I still expect Rexa to be switched over to Fury. But let's see how they're going to do that. The bird! Okay, Falster is getting picked. Nice. We have the bird, ladies and gentlemen. Dragonshire, game number 2. Let's jump straight into it. Game number 2. Granit Gaming in the lead on Dragonshire. Yeah, a little bit of a different graphic right now, obviously. And to the left side of the map, I have Team Russia with Stalk on Garrosh. Colin Marshall is Malfurion again. Shamzik on Imperius, and we're currently seeing Banabi on Junkrat and Farlander on Hanzo. No global on their end, no Dehaka or nothing, but a lot of potential globals on the side of Granit Gaming with Henning on Tyrande, Lauber on ETC, Tai on Falstad actually, with a Seasoned Marksman build. We have Swamgrotta on Jaina, and we have Fury on Rexa as we're heading into this. Alright, I'm a little bit hyped for this one because we have the bird in with an auto attack build. A little bit tired of those wingman shenanigans. I kinda butchered that word. Wingman, that's where we're going. Alright, not like Wangmaha. The Wangman. No, not quite. Oh, that's a quick call there. Nice kill against Garrosh. That's something that he didn't expect. That was a fantastic route. Sorry, a fantastic stun that we just saw there. I mean, up towards the top lane, we're currently having Shamzik also... I mean, this is pretty much push play, right? So you're trying to make sure that nobody is in a position where they can just gank you too quickly. You're playing it a little bit safe. You're waiting until your opponent just shows on the map the entire time. And then you play around that. Tai is already sitting there. Henning is at the same time also at the bottom of the map. And towards the top we're having still... Yeah, this is just a rotation that we're still going to see a lot. You have the power slide into the stun immediately. And that's what we're going to have there. Shamzik is also sitting on that setup. Fury is currently trying to... I mean, Fury is going to be in a position where he should try and control the experience on the lane and also hold the shrine. This is pretty much the setup that you have with Rexa. Rexa just wins those lanes quite easily. And that's exactly what he's supposed to do in this one as well. Unless Junkrat, for example, jumps over and tries to get a kill. That's exactly what we're going to see there too. Now, it's going to be interesting to see how much of an impact the auto attack focus from Tai is going to have. I can't really remember seeing Tai a whole lot on Falster, but then again, Paul is not really getting played too much. But it's going to come down to the damage that he gets through the Seasoned Marksman. Yes, this is going to be a really important part of that equation. And obviously also with the later talents, with the Giant Killer coming in. But either way, as it stands with the level 4, which also means that Stork is going to have his Indomitable ready. Yeah, Lauber already on the run here. I mean, ETC is one of the good heroes to play against Garrosh. That's actually one of the setups that was really interesting when Garrosh entered the scene and then saw his changes come in. The HCC players back then were talking about it a lot, and especially Fnatic at the time and Breeze were talking heavily about how ETC is one of the perfect counters against the hero. And that's a great setup against Shamzik. I mean, this is one of those moments, even if he doesn't die, he's basically screwed. The problem is that we're also seeing Tyrande fall. And yeah, Shamzik has to actually back off from this. And that works out better than expected. Thanks to the Tyrande kill, Banabir can easily move to the top lane. And they're not losing any experience, and at the same time the balance at the rest of the map is not going to be offset too much either. But having Falstad in the setup definitely allows Ty to try and go for these setups that we saw right now. So we're going to see a few more of those happen throughout the game. That's the power of having a global here. Already the attempt to go for Banabir, then again, Ty actually gets pushed away from the mine, but nearly in the hands of Shamzik himself. But as you can tell, that shrine continuously under the control of the red team, simply because of the Raxa factor. And at the bottom of the map, we are still having that setup. Ooh, Farlander, that is gonna get close. Yeah, but he gets the kill, and Stork, I mean, that was the end of Jaina one way or another. The second that Stork walks in here and cuts her path of retreat off, that's pretty much lights out for her. So the only thing that at this point Jaina could try and do was get a counter kill against Farlander. That was the attempt there and the reason why she moved in so aggressively, because once Stork's sitting there, it's lights out. Hunter-Gatherer on level 4, and still the battle up at the top lane. Ring around the Rosie with Fury, and Misha is reclaiming the position here. As long as you hold that, there's no Dragon Knight focus either, so it's a different one. 2 kills against 1, 7 versus 7 is what we're seeing right now. Still Ty obviously busy, attempting to get a few more minions taken down too, so that he improves the stacking process. He's sitting at 9 stacks right now. And again, as we're seeing with the build, there was actually a bit of confusion the other day in Twitch in particular. Always go for Boomerang. This is not an optional talent. If you are going for the auto attack build as well, some people still lean towards the other Hammerang talent, trying to get those extra auto attacks in with a secret weapon. That's a really bad setup, guys. Now, there might be some outlier scenarios, maybe 1 in 1,000 games when you play Falstad, where you might go into secret weapon, but it's all about Boomerang. This is the talent to go for. This is the talent that helps you to take minion waves down. This is the talent that gives you a little bit of burst poke, and it is far superior to secret weapon, which definitely doesn't help you all that much. You get very few actual auto attacks through with secret weapon, no matter how you play it, and it's hardly worth it. The range increase for poke in theory sounds nice, but again, this is the auto attack build. Seasoned Marksman, hammer gains, there's a few adjustments that you can make on your level 4 depending on the game. Hazo Ops for the longest time went into the barrel roll, range increase to position himself a bit better on the Mighty Gust. It's something we saw in the past when Falstad was still very, very popular, but the level 7 talent is not optional. So just because it was a heavily discussed topic the other day, just to emphasize that again, you need your Boomerang there. In this case, the fly in already. Lauber also, I'm not going for the slide just yet. There's the slide, there's the push, and we are still not seeing Shamzik fall. Stork comes in and goes quickly for the throw, saves the target. Lauber himself is all of a sudden in a bit of trouble. But we have a Dragon Knight coming in any moment. Henning actually gets it. Nicely done here. Moving straight through the middle as well. Starting to take that out as the top lane was heavily contested here. Yeah, we see massive rotation coming from Team Russia. 10 versus 10 now. The bear is down. ETC with a stage dive. And, well, they're trying to push that through. The problem is that the Dragon Knight is already getting value in the middle of the map. That's exactly what we're seeing there. DK moves in, starts to get the hammer dropped, and with that the wall is eliminated. We have the rotation to deal with the situation, but that also, of course, opens up more space on the top where you can maybe go for a corner play there too. ETC with a stage dive, and they're trying to go for Farlander, but can't get the kill. Alright, commits to the ult. Can't really get the kill out. Again, they still have a global there. But that's also one of the reasons why I talked about multiple globals when we've been looking at the draft, because ETC is likely to head stage dive. We see that a little bit more these days, even in the main tank role for ETC. But especially Lauber loves to play with that talent, because he can sit on the offlane and he can also jump into the backline. Good pressure at the top right now, trying to get the damage in against Shamzik. We're having in the meantime Stalk getting his quest completed, was actually anchoring the side here, dodges the stun too. Still no talent taken on Imperius. I would still expect Wrath, especially when you are trying to hide it for that long. It usually means that you're going into a more aggressive talent, if anything. So we're seeing that. Same time now, it's a really low kill game. 2 kills against 1, 7-8 minutes in. It's not really a whole lot. We've seen one Dragon Idol at least, but the teams are playing a lot more cautious here. I mean, it's understandable, especially from Team Russia's perspective. You have to take into consideration that they also played a previous series. So right now, they are very careful. If they fall behind with an 0-2, that would be tough for them to come back into. So they have to be a little bit careful with it. So with that, we're having now also at the top lane, still Raxa doing his thing. Once the shrines are announced, he should be able to hold that lane again. We're having also that little push here coming through. That has to be met by someone. I would actually be surprised if Shamzik on his Imperius is the only one trying to deal with this, especially since Falstad can of course still fly top and cause a little bit of havoc there. He's already moving in as we are speaking, so yep, that's definitely going to be a bit of a problem for Imperius, dealing with the two of them. Yep, there's already the stage dive being used. There was a quick mighty gust. They really want that kill. Shamzik is on the run on the other hand. The boomerang damage comes in. He goes for Wrath and is trying to stay alive long enough for the rest of the team to rotate in. They actually make it happen. Holy shit. The Escape King right here uses the Wrath to reposition himself, allow the team a little bit more time to move in. So that's 2 heroics traded for 1. Still worth it, but yeah, well done by him. Really well done. 22 stacks in the meantime on the side of Falstad, so he's starting to get that. Nice arrow again. They're trying to go for Stalk regardless. Garrosh might even fall there, but with a good stun against Tai, that wouldn't even that happens. Yeah, Shamzik with a place here. Nicely done. I mean, honestly, like, that quick stun against Tai probably saved Garrosh. A few more auto attacks and maybe another boomerang, and that would have been the end of Garrosh. But at that point, ain't happening. That was a good poke, and Team Russia has all of a sudden had an experience. They have literally taken the experience lead here now. So we have again the power slide here towards Hanzo. Farlander should still be able to get out of this. Rotation is in. Lauber doesn't have the cooldowns ready, and they are going to be able to cut his path of retreat off. Not yet. Another great hero, as you might have noticed, is also Jaina against Garrosh because of the slows and how she can control that. Yeah, here comes the Mighty Gust against Stalk. Again, they really want the kill against Garrosh. They really do. There's the slows, there's the stuns, and they finally get it. I mean, at some point, you just can't make the play there anymore. They're also starting to push out the bot lane a little bit more aggressively. At the top of the map, it seems like Falstad is going to fly in. Yep, that's also happening. So Shamzik has to give up the position there. He's trying to get away, and he's also going to die. Or is he? He should. He should still fall. No way! Oh! Shamzik, you sexy, sexy beast. I mean, honestly, the entire time he is getting ganked, he's getting attacked, he's getting gusted, he's getting jumped by the stage dive, and now they are getting 2 kills out of this. This is unbelievable. This is honestly awesome. This is really awesome. Shamzik is making it possible. He gets the kill against Falstad, and they get the kill against ETC shortly after. Well played. So now at the bottom of the map, that's where Svamgrota has so far been reigning supreme together with Henning. But they are starting to fall behind here, and Imperius is walking mid lane now to try and make sure that they're getting the Dragonite this time. Yeah, and he's gonna get it. DK for them. That's in time. Dragonite taken, and it's time to party. 16 soon enough. And a little bit slower for Granit Gaming as they are also waiting for their next talent to kick in. Bit of a battle back there. Nice kill against Hanzo. Again, the stage dive. Lauer pushes Stork back in, and Stork might get dropped here. Stork has a tough game there. He's against so many slows and bursts. With Garrosh, it's really tricky to deal with. Dragonite is even coming back for this, trying to help out there too. But that double kill did not only bring Granit Gaming back into the game, it pretty much negated the Dragonite value, to be honest with you. But yeah, for Garrosh, this is a tough game. You're up against an ETC, you are up against more stuns from Misha, from Tyrande, you're dealing with the slows that we're seeing from Jaina. And when you go up against Garrosh, it's all about movement control. It's really just trying to restrict his movement as much as you can, and that's exactly what's happening here. And he's in so much trouble with this. But now the Dragonite, I mean, still there. It's 4 kills against 4. Level 16, you look at the damage output. Jaina and Falstad are pretty much tied at this point. It comes as a little surprise that Imperius is actually the main damage dealer on the Russian team. The way that he's been playing, I am not surprised in the slightest. I mean, that guy was beastnit the entire time. 29 stacks now on Falstad, so at 40 he completes the quest, but obviously this is an infinite stack. We have the Giant Killer now, and on top of that also the Airy Gust. They're trying to go for the camp down here. The rest of the team is sitting there too, and Stage Dive is ready. So they can fight for this, but they were more so trying to sneak it. They're not really willing to battle for that just yet. Even with the ults that they're having. Nah, it's not happening anytime soon there. 32 stacks by now for Falstad. So Falstad now with the Boomerang and him solo laning it, definitely pushing out a lot of this. This is another reason why you actually want to go Boomerang, because it gives you the wave clear that allows you to be on the off lane and you really utilize their global properly. That's one other reason why you want to go for that talent. And here you have it. Burns a lot of this down with one simple Boomerang. 33 stacks for him right now. Camps taken all over the place, but especially the Russian team is homing in on those cruiser camps again. This time at the bottom of the map. Falstad is pushing out the top lane. They have the leading experience right now. Granit Gaming, it's shifting the entire time. Numbing Blast for Jaina. So a little bit more control for that too. And Falstad is going to start to get the value at the top lane. The problem is it's literally a double camp pushing through the bottom of the map. And that is likely going to mean the end of the fort here. They're not even fighting for this, and they can't really. But Falstad is going to get the value at the top lane as well. The next wave that comes through, he simply burns down with another Boomerang that helps him with even more stacks on towards his level 1. But obviously, eventually, he will have to move down there. So yeah, that's a perfect Boomerang there. As you can see, the really good Boomerang that's properly timed will eliminate the backline minions in one fell swoop later on in the game. That's what you're looking for. Already dealing with the mid lane. He wants his quest completed. He wants the act available here. He wants that increased attack speed. And he's sitting at 37. He's super close. But he also has the gust. He can be the one who makes the engage happen. Another Boomerang being hit in. 18 versus 18. Dragonite is back up. Dragonite is already back up in this. Last time the late game, that was where Granit Gaming took it. Now we see Misha being dropped again very quickly. Jaina is going for the camp here on the right side, and Falstad is going to the top to claim at least one of the shrines. The teams are both starting to head into level 20, and it's still neck and neck on experience. So, take this camp here. Falstad is playing it still slow up at the top lane. Not engaging aggressively into anything. I have this one sniffed out too. Bottom of the map. It's all about 20 right now. It's like it's about stats, about stacks that you want to get for heroes like Falstad, but outside of that, it's literally just trying to get the experience for 20 and try and play around the Dragonite. Lauba at this point quickly pausing the game, but you can already see on the minimap that it's pretty much a 5-man that we're seeing from the Russians, starting to move towards the top side, which is going to force a reaction out of Fury and Swampgrot at the bot lane. Their problem is they don't have full vision, but the more heroes they see, the more they are aware that this is a safe rotation for them. And of course we're also having now Misha at the bottom together with Rexar, so they know that they have an upper hand here. So they go straight in for this, having thus taken. And the rotation allows now Team Russia to go for the top fort. But we're having also level 20 talents, and this is half a level before we're seeing it for the Russians, so this is really where you want to force the fight. And that's where Tai comes into play and the stage dive. Tai with the Mighty Gust, stage dive, gets actually dodged for now. Here's the Boars with the slows, and the Mighty Gust against Malf. Stork is already about to fall, survives for a little bit longer, and the arrow was actually fantastic. Nobody dying just yet, and as I say, Khaldor Martian gets sniped out of the Hearthstone. was about to Hearthstone back, but thanks to the Epic Mount, Falstad gets the kill, and that might mean Dragon Knight again. Jaina already sitting in the middle, Garrosh moving towards the bottom, but now it's Dragon Knight time. Here come the interrupts, 1, 2 at the bottom, Stalk is moving in. Is it gonna be enough? Yes, it is. They get the interrupt, at least for the time being, but it's not over just yet. They can still try and make the rotational play towards the bottom of the map and then get the next setup here. And it looks very much like that's going to be the case. I mean, who's going to contest False top side? Nobody's there, so it's all about the mid lane control right now. ETC already takes this, 18 seconds until he has stage dive. They might even wait for that and keep ETC around long enough down here at the bottom. Grenades are already being pushed through. Falstad is holding the position. Swamgrota gets it, and they're not even fighting. They know that they have to let it happen. Dragon Knight is taken, 20 versus 20, and now it's time to shine for Granit Gaming. They need to get a keep out of this. That's the goal. That's the main objective right now. Get that keep. Falstad at the top lane. Again, keep in mind, Epic Mount for him is about to complete his baseline. That gives him the activatable. That's going to be great for him. Yep, there we have it. And he can still push the lane out. Get a little bit more top lane value before he makes the move down to the bottom of the map. And ETC is splitting the mid lane. Again, he has stage dive, so both of the globals are currently not with them here. So we have them starting to move in. There goes again at this time. They're starting to move straight through the bottom, trying to push it out, first of all, with the Breath of Fire. Falstad is scoring the top lane. They're getting value on all 3 lanes, pretty much. Falstad has to deal now with at least 1 hero. There's the bait into this. In comes the stage dive. They're going for it. They're trying to get the kill here. Falstad flies in too. Activatable. Stalk in trouble as he gets attacked, but already Malfurion with the ult. No kill yet. Baseline quest completed for Jaina, which means she has the Ice Block. Immediately uses it too, but Swamgrota is still dead. Swamgrota is down. There's the disengaged Mighty Gust. And we still don't see the keep fall. Was good value initially for Granit Gaming. I mean, they pushed the wall down in the middle, they got a lot of damage onto the wall at the top, and they dropped a lot of the HP of the keep at the bottom of the map, but they couldn't get the keep itself with the Dragon Knight, and now they also lost one of their heroes here. So Team Russia, eager to move in and try and get more kills, stagger a few of the deaths on the opponent's side, so that they can claim game number 2 and not fall behind with an 0-2 here in this series. Super important for them. 37,000 damage, 49,000 on the side of Junkrat, the top 2 damage dealers for the respective teams. But it's still the global aspect. This is the one thing that needs to concern Team Russia a little bit. You have 2 globals against you, ETC with the stage dive and Falstad with the Epic Mount. So they have to be super, super careful that you're not in a situation where you get just split pushed the entire time. And against the bot lane, that is definitely a concern. So Falstad can go to the top, but this is really where vision matters. And this is something that the Russians actually do quite well. They're not showing a whole lot. So they're not really showing a lot of vision, but the kill against Imperius. They're stealing the camp, they move in, the stage dive came, and now they have taken down Imperius, and they've also successfully taken the camp itself, and they can now start to push again and split the map even more. There's the arrow completely missing. Farlander this time not connecting it. The bullseye hits Henning, but that's not going to be enough. Jaina at the bottom of the map is currently dealing with the camps as best as she can, tops the damage out there, and obviously Falstad is now also starting to move back down. They can wait for the shrines to activate again and then rotate around the shrines. The globals make it possible for them. The globals absolutely make it possible for them here. Top lane, that's where the fight is happening again. Farlander is currently sitting there. We're currently having nearly a kill against him. Hanzo barely gets out. And the Mighty Gust into the wall. And that's actually slowing them down too. And Jaina is on the move. Jaina is going for the flank. And Jaina should be able to get the kills here. The Jaina flank and the insta-kill against Hanzo with the Numbing Blast. And they're able to get the second kill against Junkrat. They go for Malfurion, and that might just be it. Kolya Martian goes down, and now they can walk straight into the middle and try and take this one as well. There's the Wrath. They're trying to make the play here again for Falstad, but that's another kill secured, and that's 4 kills. That's a Dragon Knight, and that has to be game at this point. They're going straight into the middle to drop the keep here, and obviously now the Dragon Knight is moving in, and this time they're going to go for the core. Great setup. Granit Gaming with 10 kills against 5 at this point. And we have the core also drop in just a second. That's game number 2 in the hands of Granit Gaming as they're taking the big lead in the best of 5 series. GG, and well played. Game number 3, potentially the last map, ladies and gentlemen. Team Russia against Granit Gaming. And Granit, I mean, in the late game in particular, they just have the plays. They're just making the moves here. And right now, we're having the Russians in a bit of trouble. I mean, again, this is the second best of 5 that they're playing. That said, it's also kind of their fault, if you so want, because they were the ones postponing or preponing matches, so now they have to play 2 in a row. They have done it in the past. Honestly, 2 maps or 2 best of 5s in a row for them is pretty much child's play. These guys have been playing on some of the days 4 or 5 matches and still looked absolutely sharp on the last map. But either way, it's just like Granit Gaming is a little bit too strong in the late game, as we said before. And I mentioned it in particular that they also went into this series as the favorite, Granit Gaming that is. Now Team Russia, as we're playing on Infernal Shrines, they have a new Burak banned against them. We're having also the Russians with Zeratul getting banned. We have Maiev getting banned out again. And yeah, Hanzo is a bit of a question for me where exactly Hanzo is going to land here. On Infernal Shrines, I was always a great early pick for Dignitas. And in the post-HEC era, that hasn't really changed too much. So I would expect that to also go over this as well. But yeah. I mean, first pick, first ban setup here again, and we have Tyrande. This is like one of those things that always happens. Eventually, Tyrande is gonna be taken by the opponent's team because they're taking it away from Henning, and for good reason. And again, it's another one of these setups where it doesn't really matter only about how good is this one player on this one hero. It's also an aspect of how good is the team playing around that hero with that hero. And Granit Gaming is just really good with these Tyrande setups. They have great coordination when it comes to Hunter's Mark Burst. And they showcase that. There's Hanzo taken right away, and Lauber actually gets Diablo now in this game too. So he's going to try and play with that. And with that, I mean, he's going to try and, you know, get these wall stuns and get the combo set up. I mean, obviously he's going to try and play with that, but yeah, you know what I mean. And we have a combo potential also with the Hanzo arrow into Apocalypse, and yeah, so that's pretty much a big one there. ETC taken. That means that we're having the power slide into the Tyrande stun. Li Ming also claimed. Again, she's not the typical choice on Infernal Shrines because you won't be able to get as much value from her on the shrines when all the minions are around. She is still good here though. Like again, she's not the typical choice. There's others that normally take priority over her. But she is still a hero that you can play, and they are currently doing that here, hoping, of course, for the rotation kills with Tyrande, ETC, and Li Ming. Malthael banned out, as Lauber wants to make sure that on his dibbles he's a little bit safer and he doesn't fall into that percentage damage with the additional last rites as a finisher. I'm gonna play around that. When it comes to bans, what do you ban out against them now? I mean, still a tie. Tracer was banned a lot previously. They banned Malfurion, so to make it a little bit harder to play a Tracer with this, and on top of that also making sure that you're not controlling the choke points that lead into the shrines the entire time with roots. But yeah. I mean, the double pick right now for Granit Gaming. They still need their offlaner, and we oftentimes come back to Leoric as a potential pick for the map. But obviously, there's the Tracer and the Leo. Alright, Tracer picked, Leo picked as well. They have the last pick on the support. Ana is out, Tyrande is out, Malfurion is out. Rhaegar, still a great pick. We've seen occasionally an Alexstrasza pick on Infernal Shrines lately again. As I said before, if you compare the regional meta and you look over to the Chinese meta in Gold League, then you actually see a ton of Alexstrasza pick, not only on Infernal Shrines, but she oftentimes is in the first pick position there, whereas in Europe she's very disregarded. Deckard Cain is another option now that he got buffed. Rhaegar is out there. There is Shamzik with Blaze, and we have Banabir on Reyna. What's going to be the heals? Is it going to be a Deckard Cain? Are we going to see that? Bit better control, nice zoning ability of course around the shrine too, and since the recent buff he started to make his way back into the meta a little bit. This is a good map for him, but it's Rhaegar, the lightning shield and also the camp clear, so let's head straight into our third and potentially the last map of the series. Game number 3, potentially the last map of the series. The Russians down 0-2 against Granit Gaming. Definitely one of the top teams in Europe currently. Stark on ETC on the left side for the Russians. Shamzik on Blaze, Banabir on Reina. We have Colin Martian again on Toranda, and Falender on Li Ming, looking for those reset kills after the stun setup. But there's a ton of stuns and control on the side of Russia. On the right side, their opponent, Granit Gaming, with Henning on Rega, Lauber on Diablo, Tai on Tracer in this third game. We have Fury on Leoric and Swamgrotta on Hanzo. And the game is on. Talons on 1, we have again the prog rock taken, the Ace in the hole, the synergy for Rega coming up later on as he heads straight into the Colossal Totem. So the 16 of the time the Earthgrass Totem. Tai! Whew! Rewind baby, and barely gets out. The healer of Henning comes at the right moment in time. But oh boy, that was a little bit dicey here for a moment. Power Slide comes in as well, and there's just stuns everywhere, hailing down on both of the teams at this point. The solo laners, after this little brawl, are both starting to head straight towards the top to do their thing there. And in the meantime, we have at the bottom of the map the 4-man. So, bit of a rotation. Reina is still in the middle, so it's basically a 3 versus 4 at the setup, but obviously you try to get some rotational kills in. At least that would be the ideal setup for a team that runs ETC and Toranda with us here. Tai is going to have to be careful. I mean, again, his Tracer play is pretty phenomenal, and so is Li Ming, but we've seen that even when you play a decent Tracer, if there's a lot of stuns on the other side, you still have to be cautious. Alterac pass game between Wind and Rain and Team Russia comes to mind, where we saw Make on Tracer. A lot of trouble there too, but in this case we actually see the kill against Toranda. Nicely done. Tai sets the kill up and Diablo gets it as they're invading the camp here, and they are off to a good start for sure. Well done. Get the kill, they steal the camp away. That's very, very solid there. So now they have also the wave clear full in action, with especially, of course, Rega and the Lightning Shield. They can also take these bottom camps a little bit easier. But that was a good start. Now again, there is a lot of stuns and CCs during the Shrine phase that we still have to account for when it comes to the fights and battles that really matter. But that's definitely a nice start into the game for the team in red in their attempt to take the #1 spot in the standings again. We're also having now the parting gift taken. Another little power spike for Tracer here already on the level 4 talent. We obviously have taken a slight lead in experience at this point too. We're seeing Shamzik on the top lane, still dealing with Fury here. The Ice Giant skin is, by the way, an awesome one. I love it with a money pick. Another one that's actually pretty decent is the Blue Carpet. Or you can go for one of the doubloons, but yeah. Obviously the Janitor skin is one of the best, but Ice Giant, the blue one, was always a really, really hype one. I liked that. It was one of the earlier skins that we had for Leoric. It was always a great one. So now with the first objective spawning topside, we're seeing the rotation coming in there as well, and this time it's a little bit quicker from Granit Gaming. They're actually body blocking Shamzik out now. We're attempting to put some extra damage on him. If that would have worked for a little bit longer, and Rega joins in and drops the totem, they might, well, maybe not quite get the kill, but a lot more damage. Lauber gets isolated on the left side, and he gets taken down. And that's when you get a little bit too nosy around your opponent taking the camps. A nice move by Team Russia using the choke point. Diablo is just a little bit too fat. I keep telling him he needs to go a bit more on a diet, but he does not want to. Fury goes down as well, and that's Leoric also being dead. I mean, that I can understand. Leoric never really looked too healthy. I mean, that guy always looked like a walking skeleton, so it doesn't really surprise me that he bites the dust. But Diablo, he doesn't really have to. It's only because he got body blocked there. So, yep. Lauber starting to move in again with this toxic Diablo, basically the Breeze skin that he currently has, and finds Jimmy. Lauber still fighting for it. 31 stacks against 20. Kills could change that. Tai is super low though and nearly got bodied by Farlander, but we also have Swamgrotta to account for, who's poking from the side. 31 against 26. This might actually be a little bit of a photo finish at this point. starting in. And actually, right now, Granit Gaming has taken a slight lead, but the AoE is coming through from Team Russia now as they're trying to go for it. 37 against 35. It's close, guys. It's super close. But the blue team is losing out on the Punisher and Li Ming. She is down, so is Turanda. The Punisher is moving in with Granit Gaming as they get the kills and they get the pressure. 3 kills in total. Level 7 talents already. Lauber jumping in deep, going for Stalk. When it comes to slow, and they're actually following this up or trying to. Bonabia is still there, and he's already running. Run, Jimmy, run, but that could be a kill, and it is. Dibbles going in deep, and that is that. That's not only, by the way, a kill against Jimmy, that's also a fort already down. I mean, this is an insane start. This is honestly an insane start. You're forcing the fight behind your opponent's keep thanks to the two, behind the opponent's fort, thanks to the 2 kills that you got before. You drop the fort and you drop another hero. 4 kills against 2, more than a level ahead. I mean, talk about a lead in the game. Obviously, a lot of this is going to happen around level 10 abilities. That's where the comeback can become a reality for Team Russia, but they are not off to a good start here, and this makes it very difficult for them. Comeback team or no comeback team, I don't care. If you are that far behind on a map like Infernal Shrines, if you are a bit unlucky from here on out, you can get snowballed easily. Talent disadvantage into talent disadvantage into talent disadvantage. And you just look at the experience amount and just simply look at the mercenary experience. That's pretty much nearly 3 times the mercenary experience amount that we see from Granit Gaming, because they were able to take so many of the extra camps, especially the bottom one, over and over again. So this is a cool setup for them once more. I mean, right now we're having in the mid lane Lauber and Tai also sitting there. They have their level 10 now, so that makes the entire setup even worse, because now you can force the fight around a good entomb, and then you have the Hanzo arrow and the Apocalypse to follow up on that. That was a bit of a weird one. Oops, a little bit of a hero's hiccup that we just had there. Thankfully without consequence for us or the players. But still set up here with level 10. Can they force something? Now, first of all, they use that little vision trick to drop the fountain here. So it's all about them dropping vision for the Khazras that they can turn around and attack this. That happens on both sides. And the game is having a couple of more hiccups. Needs to be a little bit careful there. I know the series is exciting, but keep it together, game. Keep it together. So there's level 11. And Li Ming actually down at the top as Tracer went in for the kill. Well done by Tai. In the meantime, Reyna goes down at the bottom of the map. So wherever we jump on the opposite side of the map, there's a kill happening. So 2 heroes down, and that's the level 10 pressure we see. They're not even using the heroics on the other hand. But yeah, Jimmy eliminated at the bot line by our little triple here. Svangrota dropped the arrow for that, and Tai got the kill up at the top. But with that now, the entire map gets completely open. It's the problem when you are down heroic abilities for so long. You just have a tough time being out on the map trying to get the experience for your team. Now we have the second fort eliminated. We're seeing here in the middle of the map still some push happening from Granit Gaming as they're going for another turret. Only 1 fort remaining in the middle of the map, and yeah, right now this is just not looking pretty. I mean, they even have trouble defending this one. They're still gonna try, but now the fort is already super low. Lauber gets the cleanse and the ancestral. The better safe than sorry play. Here comes the stage dive though. Apocalypse and the big hits, but Lauber is still in trouble and falls finally. Loses the souls. Fury dies too. The Russians back with the aggression right there. Starting to jump in and trying to take them down here. And that comes at the perfect moment in time, guys. This could literally just have given them the comeback into the game. Getting the 2 kills just as we have the shrine spawning. Well, they're not going to be able to win it without a fight, but they have a big lead now, and that is helping them for sure. So yes, there we go again. Arrow on Li Ming. Can they follow it up? Nah, not quite. They don't have the entomb yet either. Leo is still waiting for the cooldown. There's another 7 seconds until it's back. 25. Granit Gaming, if they want to win this, they need to win the fight, I feel. They're too far behind when it simply comes to the stacks at this point. And here comes the re-engage. They're trying to go for it. Fury, does he drop the entomb just for good measure? Nope, he still dies. There's a good bunker on the ground, and with level 10 abilities, the Russians are all of a sudden making a bit of headway there. Getting the stun in against Lauber, but now with 35, 38, you have to retreat. Yeah, that Punisher is in their hands. Punisher is taken, and they're moving away from this one. The doggy is already on the retreat, and now they're just trying to bait it over. There we have it. Stuns are coming out once again. Tracer still sitting in the middle, getting a little bit of damage in against Jamzik, but shouldn't be able to get more. Highly unlikely that we're going to see a kill. Rhaegar, on the other hand, falls at the bottom of the map, and the next comes in with the Entomb being dropped low by low, but he gets the kill against Arana at least. Dibbles, on the other hand, is still dying. A 2-for-1 trade here. Rhaegar never even used the Ancestral, gets stunned out there too. And Tracer still sitting inside. Still a leading experience for Granit Gaming. They're not behind. They're not behind. They've lost the fort, but they're still ahead in structures. They're still ahead in experience, but the kills have evened out. But it's definitely a much better position now for Team Russia than it was just 2 minutes ago. That is for sure. So you can't count them out yet. But Granit Gaming obviously a little bit shook. They're a little bit shook here. But the 2-0 lead in the series definitely gives them a bit of an advantage. Can still try to go for Stalk, but they don't have the Entomb. 4 more seconds until they have that, but so far they can't really use it. So, by now we're having Ty, Henning, some Grotta, everybody's just moving in. Triple Entomb, and the big arrow, where's the damage? They need the damage, they have the bomb and they spread it, but they get at least Li Ming here. The problem is they were hoping for more, but the kill against Li Ming is at least something. Rhaegar with a final bite, and they also take the camp. But yeah, just imagine if Diablo at this point had Apocalypse up. If Diablo had Apocalypse as the arrow hit and the triple Entomb was in play, they could have just unlocked those guys for minutes. That would have been like more than only 1 kill. But the kill against Li Ming already counts. Farlander has been one of the biggest problems in this setup. And now we're having another fort obviously taken down. Farlander on 21,000 damage, Jimmy on 27, 25 for Hanzo. All 3 forts eliminated. As you can imagine, this is obviously something that really has an impact on the experience here as well. Just look at the passive experience. So 2,000 difference, the minion experience with a pretty big gap here. Mercenary experience is also with a very big lead. Just all in all, they're doing fantastic. The interesting part to me just always in these games is you look at Heroes experience and you realize that even with 1 kill less, Team Russia has nearly 2,000 hero experience more than their opponent. That simply comes through Heroes kills, and the question why that is simple. If you are behind in levels, you get an additional... Oh, great hit. They slow him down. Can they get the kill? There comes Fury. Looks for the Entomb, finds the Entomb, and that's the end of Jimmy. So yeah, the problem with the hero experience is simply that if you're behind, you get more experience when you kill heroes, and if you're ahead, you don't get as much. So that underdog bonus that we're talking about accounts for the difference in heroes experience, despite the fact that they have more. So with level 16 talents now also in play, obviously you're looking for a fight. And with 16, we're also now seeing the Rising Storm. So we have that taken together with the Earth Shield. Sometimes you still see the synergy with the level 1 talent and the Earth Grasp Totem if you really try to get the control during a fight. 16 on Leo, another big factor here with the Royal Focus now. And the Shrine activating another 20 seconds. It's a 5 versus 5 on the map again. But 16 should actually be ready for Team Russia. Maybe not quite at the moment when the Shrine spawns, but shortly after they have a really good chance of getting the talent and fighting for it. So yeah, with this said, we're already having another camp attack, and this time it's the Shaman camp that we're seeing on the top right, so a little bit more pressure with this. Leo is pushing out another lane easily, and there's catapults already pushing, so that keep at the top lane is eventually going to be under pressure. But even the lead now in the minion stacks as we're moving in. 16 on both sides, that gives us obviously the Pain Rim Rat again and the Mirror Ball, and they're starting to jump onto that. Tracer is also starting to move in. Actually taking a little bit of an angle there. Here comes the APOC. That's the stun setup. Actually doesn't hit anything. They're missing it barely. Here comes the Entomb. Stage dive comes out through. And they're trying to get the kill here. But Lauber's in trouble. He gets stunned once, twice. Rhaegar comes in with a cleanse. And in the meantime, Farlander nearly falls to Ty. Great setup. And there's the kill as Hanzo delivers the final blow against him. Ty still darting around with Razor. Great kills by him so far. Down go Jimmy and ETC. And they're looking for more. They are looking for the 5-man team wipe, and they are going to get it. They go for ETC, and they drop Toranda. All of them down. Blaze eliminated, the 5-man eliminated, and now the top lane absolutely open. The core nearly open as well. They're going for it. and they are dropping that keep like it's nothing. They go through the structure like hot butter through cheese. Absolutely no chance for Team Russia to hold anything here. 6 seconds until Li Ming comes back. In the meantime, Leo is on the shrine looking for the objective, and they're still trying to make the play for the core itself with catapults already homing in. And there's the stun against Li Ming. They're just delaying it, and this is going to be a 3-0 victory. Granit Gaming reclaim the #1 spot in the standings as they drop Team Russia with a 3-0 in this best of 5 in Division S.